Let me tell y'all something real. I was lost. And I don't just mean lost like, oh, I took the wrong path in life. Nah, I mean lost. Spiritually blind, drowning in my own pride, thinking I had everything under control. But here's what I learned. The enemy wants you to stay lost, and I almost let him win. But God, listen to me. God found me. And if you're watching this, if you're struggling, if you feel distant from Him, I'm here to tell you the truth. You are not too far gone. I didn't want to surrender. I fought against it. I held on to my pride like it was going to save me, but all it did was push me further away, and that's exactly what the enemy wanted. Because the devil knows, if he can keep you in your pride, he can keep you out of your purpose. Pride goes before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall. See, I thought I was in control. I thought I had life figured out. But let me tell you something. You can have all the success, all the money, all the validation from people, and still be empty. Because without God, you will always be running on fumes. Man, I was scared. Scared to admit I was wrong. Scared to tell people I had drifted. Scared to come back to God because I thought He'd be disappointed in me. I convinced myself that I was too far gone, too messed up, too lost to ever be found again. But listen, for this son of mine was dead and is alive again. He was lost and is found. Let that sink in. God specializes in finding lost people. He ain't surprised by your mistakes. He ain't caught off guard by your sins. He already knew. And guess what? He still wants you. So one day I finally broke. I hit my knees and I told God, I can't do this without you anymore. And let me tell you, I felt Him. I felt His presence. I felt His peace rush over me. Because the second you surrender, God steps in. The second you stop running, He picks you up right where you fell. If my people, who are called by my name, will humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then I will hear from heaven, and I will forgive their sin and will heal their land. You see, the enemy had me believing God was done with me, but God had a different plan. He wasn't done. He was just waiting on me to let go and let Him work. I was lost, but God found me. I was broken, but He healed me. And let me tell you, He kept His promise. The Lord Himself goes before you and will be with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged. If you think God has abandoned you, let me tell you, you're wrong. If you think He's forgotten about you, let me tell you, He hasn't. If you think you've made too many mistakes, let me tell you, there is nothing you've done that is bigger than God's grace. So now I gotta ask you, are you ready? Are you ready to stop running? Are you ready to surrender? Are you ready to let God find you? And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love Him, who have been called according to His purpose. Drop a comment below if this message hit home for you. If you've ever been lost but God found you, share your testimony. And if you need prayer, I want to pray for you. Because this is what it's all about, lifting each other up and walking this faith journey together. Listen, this ain't just my testimony. This could be yours. You might be lost right now, but you don't have to stay there. God is waiting on you. The question is, are you ready to be found?